What was the worst era for Western animation? Some say it was in the 70s, with its endless amount of Scooby-Doo clones. Others say it was around 2009, when several beloved Cartoon Network shows such as Foster's Home and Ed, Edd and Eddy came to an end and gave way to See and Reel. But, in my opinion, the worst year for TV Western animation is none other than 2022. 2020 and 2021 were honestly great years for animation despite the pandemic, given all the great shows they managed to put out, and the fact that live-action series had to resort to animation to make their episodes. This shows that animation was king. But here comes 2022, and it's all been a downward spiral from here. It's not that 2022 had bad output, because it still has some good cartoons like The Cuphead Show. And the only really bad cartoons this year were Slippin' Jimmy and Fairview, but then again, those are low-hanging fruit. I think that 2022 is the worst year for animation because of all that's happened behind the scenes, thanks to the chicanery of the executives. First off, the Disney Don't Say Gay controversy. The Don't Say Gay bill is a bill in Florida that says that schools can't teach about LGBTQ+ topics to kids because they think LGBTQ+ topics are inappropriate. People that support this bill say that it's against grooming, but that's not the case. They don't care about kids or victims of actual grooming. They just care about stroking their own egos and censoring LGBTQ+ content. Now, where Disney comes in, they apparently donated money to sponsor the bill. Many employees of Disney were rightfully upset, including the creator of the Owl House, Dana Terrace. After the backlash, Disney said they would stand against the bill. And this time, the homophobes, saying that Disney are groomers and woke, held violent, hateful protests at Walt Disney World. This year has seen a huge uprising in homophobic and transphobic rhetoric. They're calling LGBTQ+ groomers and dangerous to children just for existing. And they're not only restricting trans healthcare, but also threatening to bomb and kill LGBTQ+ friendly hospitals and teachers across the nation. The people behind this movement, such as the libs of TikTok, Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, Ron DeSantis, and every single person at Fox News, are nothing but pure evil for what they have done. Basically going back to the 80s with the gay scare. Except now most of the hate is directed towards trans people, so you could call this the trans scare. Anyways, Disney reinstated a scene with an extremely brief lesbian kiss in the Pixar movie Lightyear. Because conservatives are as smart as mushrooms, they claim that not only was Buzz Lightyear himself gay, but he graphically made out with another man on screen, and their sheet followers ate up this rhetoric like candy. Because of the immense backlash, Disney deliberately decided to downplay Strange World, which features an openly gay protagonist, proving that their supposed allyship to the LGBTQ+ community is performative. It got so little advertising that people didn't know it even existed until it came out, and it became Walt Disney Animation Studios' biggest bomb since Treasure Planet exactly 20 years ago in 2002. I feel really bad for all the people that worked hard on this movie. I haven't actually seen the movie myself yet, but it deserved to get better advertisement and more merchandise than it did. If it weren't for Ron DeSantis and his atrocious bill, this wouldn't have happened. Well, thank goodness that Bob Chapek is back out and Bob Iger is back in. You know who else really fumbled the bag this year? Netflix. Netflix messes up a lot, like raising the subscription price and adding advertisements. But they really messed up big time by canceling a ton of animated projects for no reason other than to show their blatant contempt for animation and animators, since they fired a bunch of animators as well. Some animated projects they canceled are an animated adaptation of the comic book Bone and Lauren Faust's Toil and Trouble. These projects look great, but Netflix had to go and ask them because they only care about the Boss Baby. I'm not joking. They clearly said they only want projects that they have the same appeal and popularity as the Boss Baby.
I didn't realize your brother was a liberal.
And finally, HBO Max. This year, they purged over 40 titles from their streaming library because they're lesser watched and because it was a cost-cutting thing, all thanks to the merger with Discovery. The most infamous of their purges was Infinity Train, which they already canceled for lacking a child entry point, whatever that means. And about it not having a big audience, that's a load of bull, since it was one of the top 5 most watched shows on HBO Max in 2020. They even hated it so much that they stopped making its DVDs and streaming the music on Spotify. Well, the music is back now, but still. Reportedly, people at Cartoon Network and HBO Max don't even like David Zaslav, the CEO who made the terrible decision. He also canned the Looney Tunes musical movie Bye Bye Bunny, the Gumball movie, and Batman Caped Crusader, but at least they'll have a chance to be on other networks and services, just not HBO Max or Cartoon Network. The Scoob Holiday Haunt short was completed and ready to go, but they just scrapped it for absolutely no reason. All that hard work by the animators went completely to waste. This is nothing but shows Zaslav's blatant contempt for animation and animators. Unlike some people, I don't want to be a pessimist and negative all the time, but the fact is that 2022 was a horrible year for Western animation. Sure, we got good content like My Father's Dragon, Wendell and Wild, the Cuphead show, all that stuff. But again, what went on behind the scenes with Disney, Netflix, and HBO Max was just horrible. I feel so bad for all the people who have been attacked, fired, laid off, all because of those stupid CEOs and those stupid bills. Well, it's not been a bad year for animation as a whole, since anime is still going strong. You got Spy Family, Chainsaw Man, Bleach, and who knows what else, all in the same year. But still, I just hold up hope that 2023 will be a good year for animation, if not great.